let's say you're in a ranked game and you guys have a bunch of auto locks. You guys have an auto lock Sky, an auto lock, 2 auto lock duelists, and an auto lock chamber, right? Well, you find out that, oh my god, we have no smokes. What are we gonna do? Your team's throwing. You get very angry. You get mad. Why are you getting mad? Guys, hello, we got your back. We're bringing you the Brimstone guide, guys, okay? In this video, we're gonna be talking about how to play Brimstone so that way you guys can carry in your rank games, how to use his utility efficiently, and how to just be a dominant player, guys. Because let's be honest, you guys are gonna have a lot of insta-locks in your rank games. There's not always gonna be a rank game to where you're gonna get the agent that you want, and in these times, you may have to go Brimstone, which, you know, is not that bad because Brimstone, as you will soon learn, is one of the best controllers, and you will soon learn why. So, and instead of being a one-trick jet or a one-trick chamber or a one-trick anything, learn Brimstone because pretty much as of right now, that's kind of the only controller you really need to learn, especially if you're just flexing as him. So, let's get into the Brimstone guide, shall we? But, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the Brimstone guide, 80% of you guys are not yet subscribed. Please subscribe. It helps out so much. So that way we can keep bringing you bangers like this video. Then, obviously, if you guys do want to reach your desired rank of becoming diamond and beyond, hey, let me tell you something. Come here. Watch the entire video. Don't be an iron. Okay? Yeah. All right, so to kick things off, just so before we get into how to use Brim's utility and like what, you know, all the stats and everything about Brim's utility, I want to tell you what your job is for Brimstone. The first things first, number one mistake I see Brimstone players or Brimstone flexes do when playing Brimstone is A, not using their utility, B, not understanding timing, and C, trying to entry as Brimstone. Like, hello, your utility is used to support your teammates. So guys, make sure you guys are playing smart. Make sure you guys are playing back. Make sure that you guys are one of the last people to entry on the site because you should be helping your team charge on the site by putting down your smokes, throwing down your stim beacon in front of your team so that way they can pass through it, which we'll explain to you, more in detail later on in the video. And you guys need to be able to generally just kind of like be the overview for your team. You guys do not want to watch flank. That is not your job as Brimstone. Leave that to the Sentinel, okay? Your job as Brimstone is to try to trade off your team and throw the necessary utility in order to help your team get kills. So listen, I don't want to see any of you guys entering on a site with Brimstone, okay? Please don't throw your rank games like that. It's not cool. All right, so now you guys get a general understanding. I'm going to explain to you further on your role as Brimstone by going over his utility. So starting off with Brimstone smokes, what you guys do need to know is that these smokes can be used to cut off pretty much almost every single access point in the game of Valorant, obviously except in the map Breeze because obviously A site is just such an open map, but because you do have 3 smokes, you can cut off actually a lot of space and you're actually able to do quite a lot with Brimstone on Breeze, even though it's a really big map and even though it's, kind of like a Viper favored map, but that's okay. Brimstone is still, pretty much as of right now, because of his Stim Beacon, is the agent to go, at least the control agent to go. Now, his smokes are about 8 meters wide and this kind of wide range that his smoke has to offer is going to allow you to basically cut off a lot of access points, especially in narrow maps like Bind, kind of choke points like Ascent and all this stuff like that, okay? And the cool thing about Brimstone smokes that is different from other smokes except for the Viper's orb is that you cannot see inside unless an enemy is like about 5 meters away, and even then when they're 5 meters they can only you can only see the barrel of their gun and they can only see like the barrel of your gun. You guys can like barely see each other, so it's really important if you guys are charging through a Brimstone smoke or if you guys are playing within your Brimstone smoke, just look out for the barrel of the gun because that is the first thing you guys are going to see way before you guys see the yellow outline or the red outline or whatever color outline you have for that enemy. Now, obviously, Brimstone smokes, just like the other smokes in the game, who kind of Valorant has like kind of recently tweaked the smokes. Brimstone smokes last for up to 19 seconds, which is kind of a lot of time if you really think about it. This should easily give you and your team enough time to push on a site, block off angles to try to take map control or take the advantage away from the defenders or attacking team. Now, let me just give you a quick tip, okay? One of the best things I love to do and the most overpowered things I love to do is a KO and Brimstone combination. Why is this? Is because KO has amazing right click pop flashes to where you can literally just flash through the Brimstone smoke and boom, you get like instant 2 kills automatically. Like I do this all the time, okay? Even let's say like if the enemy Brimstone smokes you off and you're KO playing on the enemy team, then guess what? You can just pop flash through that through that enemy Brimstone smoke and you guys can really get some people off guard. Trust me, this is, pretty overpowered. Now getting into the next piece of his utility, which is his Stim beacon. Now you can buy this at 200 credits as of the update that is coming soon. It has not been released yet, but now Brimstone has had a change to where he's only getting one Stim beacon and is now 200 credits, and it's still pretty overpowered. You only really need one Stim beacon, especially on the attacking team, even on the defensive team. Let's say you're trying to make an aggressive play. Well, what you want to do is you don't want to throw your Stim beacon behind your team. You actually want to throw it where they're going. So let's say they're pushing A short on bind, and you want to throw your Stim beacon to allow your rays to properly push up and, kind of get the advantage on the element of surprise or whatever on the enemy. Now, a lot of people, they'll, just kind of like throw it on the ground willy-nilly, not really kind of like thinking too much or knowing the effect that it has if they don't throw it in the right location. So I'm gonna tell you where to throw it. So you really want to throw it kind of like right in front of the rays, but not too far in front to where the enemy is going to be able to see like kind of like the circle of your Stim beacon. Even though it's a faded red for them, it's still visible. So as you see, we're throwing the Stim beacon at least 2 to 3 meters in front of rays, just so she can kind of go through the full motion, and so that way it can last the longest. Because if you throw it kind of like behind her ish or like right on top of her, then she's not going to get the full boost and it's not going to last for as long. Think about it. If she's starting from all the way back of the circle, that boost is going to last her for much longer because she's staying within the circle for much longer, meaning as soon as she exits out the circle, it's going to last for longer. So just make sure you guys are throwing your Stim beacons at least 2 to 3 meters in front of your enemy. Now, one thing I want to point out is that when you run through a Stim beacon, you are incredibly fast, obviously because of the speed boost, but on the enemy screen, you literally look like Sonic just running through an angle. Like, it's actually insane, and you can literally just use this as your advantage to immediately, clear angles really quickly and have really good kills on enemies. Because why? Because you have the speed boost, and also because you shoot faster, right? So that's, a pretty easy win for you. And also, I find it really easy to control your recoil when I'm stinned. A lot of people kind of say it throws off the recoil, but in all honesty, like, it's kind of easy. You just gotta like spray at the person's head, and then like 9 times out of 10 they're dead because you can't really do anything because you're shooting before them. We're getting into his last piece of utility, which is his molly. Now, one thing to note about his molly and how to play with his molly is obviously his molly is insanely good for post plants and lineups and everything like that. But one thing that you guys do make tons of mistakes of when playing Brimstone is that you guys will just kind of push on the site and then immediately go to your lineup. That's good that you guys are kind of like pushing on the site, but you're not really helping your team. You're not really providing any value to your team by just immediately leaving your team. Be like, all right, guys, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to hold site. And then just the entire time as your team's trying to fight off the enemy team, you're just over there looking at the sky, waiting, for your lineup to shoot your lineup, when in reality, like, you're not watching anything. Someone could be flanking you. Your entire team could be overwhelmed. You have to understand the situation you're in and whether or not if it's smart to play for lineups, because if you guys just keep playing for lineups every single time, first of all, your molly can actually be blocked by a character's body. So that's one thing. They could easily just block your molly and then throw it off course and then defuse the bomb while you're far away at your lineup spot. Or they're just gonna predict it and they're gonna be able to get it halfway and they're just gonna send one guy rush and kill you, just depending on the scenario, guys. What you don't want to do is always play for your lineups on a 2v1, because think about it. Why would you leave a 1v1 situation up to your teammate and just rely on your teammate that he's gonna be able to stall enough time or to kill the Brimstone or to just like not die? If you guys watch our previous videos, you guys will understand that you're not supposed to put all your trust and reliance into your random teammates, especially if you're solo queuing and ranked. So in these situations to where it's up to really you and one other person to clutch up the round, playing for lineups and just relying on that one molly lasting for about 8 seconds. But a really cool fun fact that I actually like to state is that, let's say you're clearing angles and you want to put your molly to good use because you already know that, hey, playing for lineups is not going to work against this team just because of the way they're playing and the way your team is also playing. Another way you can use the mollies is by clearing angles, blocking off points, because this is really crucial and important for you, especially as attackers, for you to guys, like, let's say you're pushing onto B bomb site on the map Bind. Well, a good idea for you to do is kind of come from long or hookah and shoot your molly into cubby, so that way you can clear out that angle just in case someone's kind of playing in that angle, so that way they don't kind of get easy kills on your team as they're pushing on the site. The reason why you want to do this because Brimstone's molly does crazy damage. Now, the kill time for Brim's molly is 4 to 5 seconds, doing 30 to 37.5 damage every second. That's pretty much insane. That means you could kill a guy within 5 seconds. So the guy who's playing cubby, you're either going to give him the choice of having to kind of swing out, not dying to the molly, or you're just going to have to tank the molly and just die to it. But guys, be sure if you do throw your molly at an angle or a corner, keep watching the corner, because you never know if someone's just gonna like panic and like push out of your molly because they're, you know, they're gonna die. They have to, right? So hold it. Don't just pop your molly on an angle and then keep moving, just totally ignoring, thinking it's safe for you to keep pursuing. No, like allow your team to keep pushing and be like, yo guys, I'm gonna hold this angle just in case someone pushes my molly. Now, the last gadget I wanted to talk to you guys about is Brimstone's ultimate ability. Now, this ultimate ability is pretty overpowered. It's a pretty good ability, and it does a lot of damage to the enemies, and it doesn't do all that much damage as you think it may do to yourself. You can really make some big brain plays, especially let's say you're in a 1v1 situation and you want to pretend like you're playing for lineup with the Brimstone, Molly, and ult, whatever. Well, you can just kind of molly yourself while you're around the bomb, but stick to the edge, because the further you're away, the kind of more of a chance that you can kind of escape in case like you do get to like pretty low HP. Just depending on like how much health you have at the time, you have to kind of make these decisions instinctively. So if you're playing around the edge of your Brimstone ult and you're trying to kind of like outbrain the enemy, because obviously they're not going to look to where the Brimstone ult, they're going to look in the complete opposite direction. They're going to look A short or bathroom for this example, or showers as you guys call it. So by you kind of playing the edge, you're able to get, you know, kind of like an element of surprise, and your enemy's going to basically tilt and he's going to be like, oh, what are you playing there, dude? And then you're going to say, gotcha, I got it for ProSense, haha. But seriously, guys, the main thing I want you guys to understand about Brimstone is that he's not a hard agent to play. And matter of fact, like if you guys have a bunch of installs in your games, you guys have no smokes, there's no reason why you guys should not be flexing Brimstone, because he is one of the easiest, most simple agents to play. All you have to do is put 2 and 2 together, and then you guys will dominate with this agent. I'm telling you guys, especially with the Stim beacons, guys, I'm telling you, if you use the Vandal, Frenzy, Spectre, like pretty much any automatic weapon in the game of Valorant with his Stim beacon, it's really overpowered, and I really do want you guys to try it in your ranked games. If you guys are choosing any other controller over Brimstone, especially in ranked, you guys are making a really big mistake, and you guys are overcomplicating your games. Trust me. Now, of course, just like any other agent guide, we're going to be having an advanced Brimstone agent video in the future. Obviously, we'll bring it to you guys, but in that video, we'll get into more in depth of your decision making, how exactly to use your utility in in-game situations. In this video, we just wanted to bring you guys a basic guide and, you know, introduction of Brimstone and how you can really get started with them. All right, guys, but that does conclude our basic Brimstone guide. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Turn post notifications on so that way you guys are notified for future videos like this. ProSense will be the #1 training platform to develop immortal level players soon, and with your help, guys, we're gonna make that, you know, dream come true. And it's your boy Sando. I love you guys, and make sure you guys start playing Brimstone in your ranked games. And yeah, peace out.